Hello and welcome to my creative space. Thank you so much for being here with me. Welcome to another DIY video. In today's video, I DIY'd 6 burlap and Euro flowers. This was to the request of one of my subscribers. I'm so excited to share how I created these. Don't forget to subscribe and join my creative squad. And now, let's get started. For these flowers, I'm going to be using this furniture floor felt circles that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. There's also a nude color which would have worked really good for these flowers, but these work as well. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some of this Jute rope, 3 of my fingers, and I will wrap the Jute rope onto my fingers. Now you can make these bigger or smaller. This is what I wanted to do with mine, so that's why I only did 3. So I grab it and I twist it at the bottom and then add some hot glue on there and then glue it onto the circle. It is as simple as that, and also, if you ask me, very affordable, because if you buy a roll of these, you can make so many flowers out of it. And also the little felt circles, they come with plenty of them for you to make a lot of flowers, which I think it's a really good deal if you're making this for like a party or something. Okay, as you can see, I made 5 little petals and I wanted to make it fuller, so I will be adding more petals to this where I think it needs it, and I will be doing the exact same thing until I finish. Here is what my flower is looking like, and I'm just adding the last little petal to it. Once I have my flower ready, I'm gonna take one of these bamboo sticks and use that as the stem of my flower. And I'm just trying to decide how tall I want this stem to be. Once I decided how tall I wanted it, I just snip it and there you have the stem. Now I removed the sticker off of this, and I'm gonna be adding some hot glue to this and taking another of these felt furniture stickers, removing the sticker on the back and just putting it on there. This is up to you, but that is what I end up doing with mine. Now for the middle of my flower, I will be taking one of these felt circles and I will cut it out because that's how big I want the middle of my flower to be. Once I have it cut out, I remove some of the little threads of this burlap fabric, and then I just took some hot glue and glue my little center of the flower in place. And here you have a picture of how this little flower turned out. For flower number 2, I'm taking this Dollar Tree lace and this felt circle. It's the biggest circle in the pack, and I'm gonna take this ribbon, and as you can see, both edges, they have different patterns on them. I'm gonna use the spiker side to show on my flower, and I will glue the flatter or straighter one down. So I'm gonna get it closer so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So basically I just add some glue, and then I will take my lace and I will start creating little folds. Now you might want to use the little what are those called, the plastic tips, so you don't burn your fingers. I was fine. I feel like I'm used to getting burned, but I would suggest you use them. So, and then I just started folding it slowly, and because this is lace, both sides of this ribbon glue down, so it's very easy to do. And then I just do it in sections. I just keep adding glue and then making the little folds, and I will be doing the exact same thing until I make it to the middle. Is what my little flower is looking like. I think it's adorable. Now you can make this bigger if you want to. I just made it smaller because the felt circle that I had, that's how big it was, but you can make bigger circles if you buy the felt separate. And now that I have the middle of it, I just end up trimming it and glue that down. Now for the center of this flower, I had these little pearls that I got a long time ago, and I just added it to the middle, and then I took the little bamboo stick again and then just trim it to the size I needed it to be. And for this one, I decided I wasn't going to remove the back of the sticker. I just added some hot glue to the stick, and then I just glue it to the back. Here is a picture of how this flower turned out. I think it looks beautiful. Let me know what you think. For flower number 3, I'm going to be taking this piece of burlap fabric. Now this one is 6x4, but the longer and wider you make, it's how big and full your flower is gonna be. Okay, so I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna glue it, the two ends together, as you can see. Now I don't know why I left those little pieces of thread hanging at the bottom, but I will take care of that later. Okay, now I'm gonna start by removing the threads in my burlap fabric, and it's really satisfying if you ask me. But anyway, now that I am onto the last few, I'm gonna leave it how it is. And here is what I do end up when I do end up deciding to trim that down, because I really didn't need it. Okay, now it's time to start shaping our flower. I'm gonna add some hot glue at the bottom where we left a couple of threads in there, and now I'm gonna start rolling it slowly, making sure that everything is glued together. And I just will be adding more hot glue and keep rolling it until I finish. Now it's time to start shaping our flower, and basically I just find the middle and start opening the flower or shaping the flower, and I use my fingers for that. I also end up trimming the bottom because it was uneven and it was kind of bulky, and then I turned it over and put it on the table and kind of pushing down with my whole hand to shape it into a flower. Now I'm gonna add one of the felt stickers, but first I'm gonna add my bamboo stick with a lot of hot glue, and then I'll put the stick on there, and then I will add the felt sticker on top just to make sure everything is going to be secure in there. And it's as simple as that. Once that is glued, I'm gonna turn it over and I will be adding another of those little pearls onto the middle. And here is how this flower turned out. This has to be my favorite. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments down below. For flower number 4, I'm gonna be using the strings that I pulled out of the burlap fabric because I'm not trying to waste any material, plus this flower turns really pretty. Okay, so I divided the strings into 5 different piles, and then each of them I cut them in half, and then I basically take one little set of little strings, and I just added hot glue to the bottom and started gluing them into the felt circle. Now I apologize for this because I know that my camera is not focused on me the whole time, but you can see what I'm doing right there. I just added glue and then glue the ends onto the circle. Now that I have that, I am going to take another little pearl and a little piece of this burlap fabric, and I will cut out a circle, and then once I have the circle, I'm gonna glue that onto my little flower, and then I will be adding my little pearl in the middle. And this was very easy and simple to do. Here is a picture of how that flower turned out. For flower number 5, I will be using this burlap ribbon, and I will also be using the lace ribbon. So I'm gonna take this, and basically I was trying to figure out which way looked better. I end up deciding how big I want my petals to be, and then trimming 5 of these. Once I have my petals ready to go, I'm gonna take my felt circle in one of the little cut out burlap ribbon, and I basically just crisscross it at the bottom and add some hot glue and to glue my 2 pieces together, and then some hot glue at the bottom, and it's as easy as that. Then I'm just gonna take it and glue it onto my felt circle, and I will be doing that for all my 5 little petals. Once my first 5 petals are glued down, I take this Dollar Tree lace ribbon, and I'm going to be cutting out 5 more petals using this lace. As you can see, I'm trying to see how big I need these petals to be, and then I just take my ribbon and cut out my next 5 petals. Once I have those petals, I am going to do the exact same thing as I did with the first 5, and I will start gluing them onto my little flower. Now you can add more than these, but I only end up doing 2 layers of these petals, and I think it looks amazing, but this will be up to you. Now that I have my 5 lace petals glued down, I cut out another circle out of the burlap fabric, and then I just add it to the middle and then add the bamboo stick off camera the exact same way. And here is a picture of that little flower. For flower number 6, first of all, I want to apologize for the quality of this video because I didn't realize that it was not focused or pointing at my hands. But I'm gonna try to explain exactly what I did. So this flower, I cut it out of paper. I drew it with my hands and then cut it out with scissors. Okay, so I start by taking my jute rope and making it into a circle. As you saw, I added some hot glue to the middle of the flower, and then I added my jute rope in there. Now I am going to add hot glue to one of the petals, and I'm gonna start by grabbing my jute rope and gluing it down onto the edge of the flower, and then basically creating a spiral towards the middle. I will just keep adding hot glue and gluing it inside until I finish filling in the whole petal, and then I'll of course trim out the jute rope, and that would be my first petal. The good thing about this kind of flower is that you can make it as big or as small as you want, and the technique is very easy and simple. I did had a lot of fun. As you can see, I got so into it that I got distracted and did not check my camera. I am so sorry about that. Okay, that is what my petals are looking like. Now for the middle, I end up adding a little bit more jute rope to cover up where the petals are sitting, but that's up to you. That is what I end up doing with mine. This is the end result. I love how this flower turned out. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite flower, and also don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you on my next DIY. Bye.